Good strike rate too, up at 140. It's going to be a slight change to the batting order. It's a forced change because Amatrestra has gone out of the team, so that means they're going to promote Saif Ali Zaib up from number 5 up to open the batting alongside Binod Bandari, who played nicely. He was the winner of the NSL Super 4's hitter. He hit 4 in that game. He made 23 off 20 deliveries, and the highly experienced Gloveman, who's one of those players that was part of that 2014 T20 World Cup squad, he's there. And to open the bowling, it will be Karen Casey. What a legend he is. Absolutely exceptional. Did it with the bat the other day. He'll have work to do with the ball to start with. So Saif Ali Zaib will take strike. Just waiting for play to start. Gives me a quick opportunity to introduce Shriram. Shriram could be in for a cracking contest here, I suspect.
Yeah, two very, very good teams. The peak of their powers. Gorkhas coming off a win. Sudurpashchim Royals was so dominant in the only game that they've played, full of confidence. So it's a cracker of an afternoon. Very, very well supported by local players. That's what's the key for both these teams. The locals have really stood up and done well. So Karan Casey is taking his time setting the field. He's got a left-hander to contend with. He's bowling from the far end of the ground. Someone who can get a bit of shape into the left-hander. Saif Ali Zaib, as just Lenny mentioned, promoted to open the batting.
Clock ticks over to 1 PM local time here in Nepal. We're all set for the latest contest. Match number 9. Let's go. And runs immediately. If you're wondering why there's such raucous cheers, there is no doubt about it. It may only be season 1, but the team in yellow, just like south of the border, down somewhere where you know ever so well, Chennai, the Sudurpashchim Royals, the best supported team in this inaugural edition.
Yeah, yellows are always very well supported, and everyone wants to be Dipendra Singh Airi. That's whatever. He's one of the most popular cricketers here, isn't he?
He's one of the most popular cricketers in the associate game, full stop. You can understand why. It's that energy, that intensity, that brilliancy brings to the game. And he does have this remarkable disparity. Many have been criticising him in ODI cricket because he's struggling. He's averaging 17, 18 with the bats. But I think often if you look purely at his numbers, you're not actually understanding the impact he has on the team. Fielding, leadership in this case for the Royals. His bowling is massively underrated in my opinion, often highly economical. This one's cut away, but protection out there. A well-placed fielder, Bim Sharkey, another national team player who, such as the adrenaline with all the fans roaring, flings it over the head of the keeper.
Already looks like Saif Ali Zaib is going to enjoy batting on the surface, and he's going to enjoy the new ball. Batting at number 5, plays for Northampton. Generally a middle order batter, but he would love the opportunity to go up the order and take advantage of the fielding restrictions. It's a busy player, runs well between wickets. Yeah, Airi, the energy he brings to the crease in terms of running between the wickets, it's just a sight to behold. And I've been thoroughly impressed with the energy all the Nepali youngsters have shown.
Down the track, Binod Bandari slashes that one away for 4. Not where he intended it. That matters not. He hit 4 4s the other day. His very first delivery today, he goes straight to the ropes.
Yeah, again, created room for himself by stepping out and backing away a little bit. And able to free his arms. And if you've got to go for it full. It's high and handsome into the 3rd boundary. No chance for the fielder there. Karan Casey concedes his first boundary.
And it's a Super 4 powered by NSL 4G. Flies to the rope. Outfield looks to me to be getting a bit quicker, if anything. This time goes through the covers. This one's going to challenge the rope, but Herod Erasmus is a fine fielder, cuts it off, keeps it to 2.
Early indications it's going to be a high-scoring screamer. Yeah, wicket looks good. Whatever moisture in the morning has been dried out. Ball coming onto the bat. There's a bit of bounce as well. Bandari is not holding back. He loves the aggressive route. That's a good piece of fielding from Erasmus. Was so good in the last game, both with bat and ball. Handy offie. I suspect we'll see him very soon, given that there's a left-hander at the crease.
I think it's the beginning of a trend we're going to see develop throughout the tournament. The morning games lower scoring, the higher get through to the afternoon, really high scoring contests. Love that from the umpire cam. You literally see KC zoom by him, and the outside edge is beaten. It's 9 for none. 18 up the Johan Mustafa. He is very much Rashid Khan to open bowling. I'm going to give you a nice story about why Rohan Mustafa is a bit of a pantomime villain here.
I know where you're coming from. Please go on.
He loves engaging with the crowd and I would say winding them up sometimes. And when he's been playing for UAE at this venue in particular, he's got himself involved in a few little incidents, let's put it that way. But it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. He then kind of engages with all the fans on social media. And I'm not sure if we can see him there. That's the gorkhas bench. See if we can find him. But Rohan Mustafa is definitely someone who is going to get a big roar when he comes to the middle. He took 1 wicket last year in a game that was to go to the Asia Cup. It was the final of the ACC Premier at this ground. There must have been 30, 35,000. Great innovation. Scoop round the corner. 1 bounce, another boundary 4.
Yeah, we always say target the side screen, but the side screen on the other side now is being targeted. Lovely shot from Saif Ali Zaib. Great innovation, great execution. Another of those super fours powered by Encel 4G. And every time such a boundary is hit, 4 education kits are provided to school children, powered by the Encel Foundation as well. Great initiative. Are you talking about that game which was fading away in the darkness?
Actually not. There was 2 iconic contests as they would get back for the second that are known as famously as the Associate El Clasico. That one you're talking about was the 16th of March, which was the final game of ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. Coming into that run of 12 ODIs, Nepal probably needed to win 7 or 8 of them to preserve their ODI status for certain. Much of the talk as Monty Desai arrived was that could Nepal cling on to their ODI status or not? Then they went on this remarkable, truly almost ridiculous run, really, where they won 11 from 12. Monty Desai said each match is almost deserving of a Netflix episode, and it ended in the fading light. But then, about 6 weeks later, Nepal hosting the ACC Premier, with the winners getting that big ticket of going to play against India and Pakistan. It was at this ground, and it was all about one man, Gulshan Jha. UAE had been rolled out. It was across 2 days because we had a thunderstorm. Made 117. Then Mustafa got an early wicket and he sprinted out. I think it was Kushal Bertelli got out in the second over. Sprinted out towards, and this place was packed. I mean, never seen anything like it. And he lay down, I don't know, almost like a model on the outfield. And as you can imagine, he was almost inciting the crowd. He picked up another wicket. He bowled brilliantly that day, 2 for 13. But Gulshan Jha, promoted up to number 3, made 67 not out. And Nepal got to go and play India and Pakistan for the first time, as they're going to get an overthrow here. Levitt it is doing the backing up. They'll get 1, they'll think of the second. Oh, and Michael Levitt, very sloppy. He should have run after the ball and kept it to 1. Not sure what the Dutchman was doing there.
Really good awareness from Zaib as well. Yeah, a bit lazy, should I say, from Levitt. Straight to the fielder. Throw was at the non-strikers end. Was close. Levitt good backing up. But then he thought they weren't going to take another run, because the batsman was on the floor, but he was quick to recover. Bandari got there. Good awareness from the batter. And Saif Ali Zaib is back on strike.
Great call, great awareness. Bowled him, bowled him, bowled him. Straight through. Rashid Khan points at the stumps. He tells Ali Zaib that's where it's hit. He's been castled, and the gorkhas have the first wicket.
Known to do. Royals have been rocked early. Their overseas pro promoted to open the batting is gone for 11, and they are 17 for 1 after 2.
How good is this young man?
Terrific player. Tall, lanky right-hander. Good long levers. Likes hitting down the ground. I liked the first look of him when I saw him in the last game. He was terrific. He bowled brilliantly as well with the new ball.
He's languid as well, isn't he? Now, hopefully, I might be able to get a bit of immediate reaction. Stephen Eskenazi, I know you're making a field change there. Just checking, can you hear me here from the commentary box? Stephen, can you hear me? Andrew Leonard here. Maybe not. Or actually, he's so focused on setting that field, he's just making sure everyone's where they should be.
Been a journeyman, born in South Africa, played for Western Australia under 17, under 19. I think plays for Middlesex now. He's been a journeyman all his life.
Oh, brilliant innovation. The fine leg had just come up into the circle, and he scoops it away for 6. Binod Bandari, 10 years ago at the T20 World Cup for Nepal, still doing it here at the MPL.
He's just showing Saif Ali Zaib how it's to be done. Now, he played one in the last game that he played as well. terrific awareness of the field. So Lenny just said this fine leg had just come in, and Karan Casey provided him the pace, and he used it to the maximum. Excellent Siddhartha Bank 6. Crossing ropes, creating hopes.
Yeah, too right. He's been inspiring people for many a year. Yes, he's probably in the autumn of his career now, Binod Bandari. He's captaining the A side, kind of giving back and nurturing the youngsters at the moment, which I think is a great move from Gyanendra Malla, the A-team coach. That only came into play this year for the first time. Swing and a miss. Just one more big thing to call about, actually be given as a wide. Bandari, part of that 2014 T20 World Cup squad. Yesterday, last night, we saw a big announcement from Subhash Kakarel. First ever man to make a T20 I-50 for Nepal. Did play an ODI 2 years ago. That was in Texas. But he's called time at it. So 11 years on from the day, from the first time that he played for Nepal. A teammate of Bandari's in that 2014 T20 World Cup. Hey, a great tribute to Subhash Kakarel. Great top order player. I wish you all the best. Another wide. The radar going off a bit here.
Trying to change the pace up. Karan Casey. Back-to-back wides. But such tournaments give a new lease of life to people like Bandari, isn't it? Nepal's first ever half-centurion in a T20 World Cup, Subhash Kakarel. Wish you all the best in whatever you do post your cricketing life, Subhash. Been a great servant of Nepal cricket. May you continue to contribute.
It's always, you talk about athletes, don't you? And you talk about almost having two lives, don't you? Kind of when you retire and then when you move on. What was it like when you finished playing? Do you remember it very well? How was that transition?
Even just in the autumn of my career, I started to coach. So I always knew that was a fallback for me. And it was trying to experiment what I could do after the game. But I just knew that I loved coaching, loved people performing and loved helping out people. So I always knew that I had this in me.
That probably helped your transition, I would imagine. Some players talk about it as being almost like a trauma, you know, having to adapt to something you've done your entire life. You've lived and breathed and played and done nothing else. But did that help your move into your next life, into coaching and commentary too?
100%, because I was playing club cricket in England, and my club really pushed me into coaching because I had to do it to get my visa. You had to get a work permit and you had to have a coaching qualification. So my club really pushed me to do it. I was very lazy initially.
What was that club's name? You got to give them a shout out.
Haverick Cricket Club.
There you go.
In the North Lancashire League.
Got them to thank, and I'll tell you something, there's plenty of cricketer in India, and we're going to see more overthrows here. A little sloppy from the Gorkhas, great awareness again, 2 more to the total. Got that club in the northwest of England to thank for you going on to coach then. 2
clubs, Longton Cricket Club first and then the Haverick Cricket Club. They were the ones who really got me coaching.
Good standard up there, isn't it, in the northwest of England's leagues?
Very good.